Ladies and gentlemen, this is Inquisitor Lim, the man who is always asking the questions, and I gotta ask a question about this new show coming to CBS this fall. They are actually making a prequel to The Big Bang Theory called Young Sheldon, and in this show, they have a small child who is supposed to look like him, looks nothing like him really, and he is going to be playing a young version of Sheldon. What we see in the preview trailer, which I believe is all taken from the pilot, it couldn't be taken from anything else, is that this young man, it's ridiculous, this young man starts out with him train set and showing like, oh look, he's happy, he's a normal child. And at first I thought that was a pretty good idea. I actually like the idea that you kind of see why he becomes this sort of disillusioned, disenfranchised person. And before anyone says that I'm just crapping on the show, I don't watch The Big Bang Theory. I don't know if it's good. It's not. I mean, from what I've heard, I've seen maybe half an episode. That's the most I could ever watch. It looks like the worst show ever. And then someone decided to make a prequel. Well, Jim Parsons decided to make a prequel because he needed to make some money. So, because that show's going to come to an end eventually, and the ratings are starting to slip. So, hey, let's drag some poor kid into the Hollywood lifestyle. He's going to be a crackhead. I hope not, but he's probably going to be a crackhead by the time he's 25. I really hope the kid gets out of the business as soon as possible, like that kid from Game of Thrones. Because people were hurling friggin' hate speech at this poor kid, and like, he's just playing a part, man. It's not his fault. He's good. So it starts out with him with a train set. Now, with the train set, this is so ridiculous. It shows him and he's doing like a little science experiment. He's got a little ball pop. I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of sweet. You see him as a normal kid. And as the show goes on, you're going to see that how he becomes this kind of disenfranchised, disillusioned, a person who's away from everything. The problem is, 10 seconds later, you see him at dinner with his family, and within 5 seconds, he's already quoting lines that the character has. Now, I've never seen an episode, but I know that Think Monkey's one of his catchphrases. I know that everything he says is pretty much a catchphrase. He's just spouting lines from The Big Bang Theory. Now, here is the problem with this. The show is about young Sheldon, how he became the character of Sheldon, and the problem with this, the real problem with this, and why this doesn't work at all, is because if you start at the finishing point, there is no point to the show. There's no reason for the show to exist. So what you've done is you've created an incredibly stupid environment, an incredible waste of time, because he's already doing the things that we've seen Sheldon do. And it's like, oh, it's a kid doing it, it's cute. Yeah, but there's no point. He should be a normal child. He should be a regular average kid who happens to be smart, who's gifted. The kid's not gifted. Either the way the character's portrayed, he's either autistic because he's saying things out of turn and incredibly rude and all that stuff, or, more likely, he has awful parents. I'm going to say he probably has incredibly awful parents, because in the trailer, you don't see them ever correcting him and saying, hey, you can't talk to your brother and sister like that. So he has no boundaries. So he just has awful parents. And that's it. I saw it in the 5-minute preview. I guess I don't need to watch the show. Wasn't going to watch it anyway, but I guess I don't need to watch the show. And as the show goes on, as the trailer goes on, he just spouts more and more of the catchphrases from the TV show. So it's just a child repeating things that basically he saw on television. So basically it's like if you let your kid watch The Big Bang Theory, and if you do, you're a terrible parent because it's just death. It's just him repeating lines from the show. What's the point of that? What is the point of that? Now, okay, here's an example. Here's something that I guarantee you the writers have not thought of. This is something that the writers have it's not even come to mind. All right? I guess in the show, once again, for some reason, I know an awful lot of bad information that for a television show that's been on for 10 years, and I've only ever seen half an episode. I guess this thing called the Kitty song. It's like kitty, purr, or some crap like that. Well, okay. So, now, in the trailer, you don't ever see a cat. So, wouldn't it be intelligent to have him be an outsider because he's very smart, he can't get along with people, and he's trying to get along with people, but he can't. And the only creature that he can get along with is a cat. Now, this is going to blow your mind because it actually is kind of endearing. Now, the cat has to be put down because the cat gets sick. So now you have a sick animal, and the only thing that reminds him, that kind of helps keep him stable, is the kitty song. So it's something he's saying to the cat before they have to put it down. Now, that's an emotional episode. That's a little heavy, especially for a young kid who's just spouting lines from a terrible TV show. But at least that's something interesting. At least it's going, oh, I kind of see why he does that now. Now you have a reason. Better Call Saul, though, I have not seen that show either, but from what everyone who watches it tells me is that it explains why the character of Saul becomes this particular character. So why he becomes, why he turns from a good lawyer to a bad lawyer. Why he goes from believing in the law to just using the law to get what he wants, to the character that he is in Breaking Bad. There's a journey. There's something interesting going on. But not CBS. Oh no, people might not tune in for more than 2 minutes. But then again, it is Chuck Lorre. It is the master who brought us bad penis jokes. He brought us the Big Bang Theory. The man is a hack. I actually have to agree with Charlie Sheen on this. The man is a hack. The show is going to be garbage, and I am so terrified for this young man who is going to be playing this character. I am so terrified that he's going to be stuck. He's going to end up getting into this awful Hollywood lifestyle. I am terrified anytime I see kids in movies. I really am. And I'm really just hoping that the show bombs, this kid can go back to his normal life, and he can be a normal human being again. Because that is the most important thing out of this, is that this kid turns into a productive member of society instead of creating art like young Sheldon, like the Big Bang Theory. What's the point of the show? You start him out as the character. There is no point to the show. It's just what is it, like the search for, what is it, Bazinga Begins? Was he turned to Christian Bale at some point? It's crap. Just, Then again, these are the questions that no one else is asking.